Wow, another amazing episode of Star Trek Discovery. Wow, what an ending. Right. So we're into week 2 in the mirror universe of the Backstabbers and snidiness and, well, they're all just our evil counterparts, you know. Right. It's interesting, this, because there is some remnants of like Enterprise with the Resistance, but it's interesting with the Klingons in the Resistance, because obviously in Deep Space Nine it's the Klingon-Cardassian alliance that, you know, destroyed the Empire when Spock obviously dismantles it all, which is pretty interesting. So, like, the Firewall, is it Firewall, Firelord, the Klingon, which ends up being Tyler, is the mirror version of him. And he just turned, I mean, his whole personality shift, because we all suspected that he was a Klingon. I mean, there could be, I mean, for all we know, we could get a bit of a twist where he might have just been brainwashed, but I don't think so. I mean, it was quite a gory episode, but let's get to the beginning. So they're still in Mirror Universe. Michael's captain at Shenzhou. We get to see Saru, who's the slave. He doesn't have a name, but she names him Saru. There's a whole relationship with Tyler. She needs him. Poor old Lorca's just getting punished and interrogated and agonised both, and they get an order through, go to this planet full of rebels and you know, end up wiping them out, and it's brilliant because when they get there, you know, they go to Rebel Planet and she beams down, and you know, they have to convince the rebels that they've got good intention, and there's the Prophet, and it's Sarek, which with the beard and everything looked really cool. Mind melds with her, my thoughts to your thoughts, my mind to your mind. God, sorry, I've got it wrong order. My mind to your mind, and my thoughts to your thoughts, and he sees this, the other reality, and he tells her that she's pure. And I'm not being purist at all. I'm getting used to the Klingons. I still can't see them as the Klingons. Don't forget, I've had 20 years at Next Gen, Voyager and DS9, and the movies. They're my Klingons. I know these are the new Klingons, and they changed them from the 60s with the motion picture, so I accept it. But it's just still getting used to the Klingons, you know. I don't know, I think to me the new Klingon, they lack a bit of, I don't know, there's no passion with them. They're all quite monotone in some ways, but they do, you know, they grow on you. So it's interesting. We didn't see much of Carell. There were just Tyler having flashbacks. I mean, they really cut him up. I mean, when they were changing him, you know, because I thought, in theory, is he one of the human Klingons with the augment virus, you know, that he were born, where, you know, where he'd all come back eventually, because it does over a century. And I thought they might have altered his DNA, you know, down at cellular, you know, really altered him to make him look human, even though he did look humanish as a Klingon, you know, like the 60s from TOS. But no, he was one of them, because we saw him Vok, and he was on the Ship of the Dead. And, I mean, the flashbacks and all that when she was on Ship of the Dead, and she shot him. I mean, it were all sort of pretty interesting stuff. I felt sorry for Burnham when she started figuring out, because it's quite intense when they're in her quarters. You know, when they're in her quarters, and he starts coming out with purest Klingon language about Kahless and stuff. I loved the Resistance down on the planet, you know. It was like, when it were interesting, it's like a federation, but without the humans. They're creating their own thing, which in a way they are. They're creating the alliance, aren't they? You know, which is going to come back and kick their ass 80, 90 years down the line. You know, so all that plays out beautifully, you know, even with Sarek and all this. But what I found interesting was, like, the Burnham and Tyler thing, it were growing, you started getting hungry for more. Because I thought this episode, it's like a joiner episode from last to next week's. I don't know how many episodes we're going to get in Mirror Universe, so we're going to get 3. I think we're going to get another 2 more episodes, I think, unless we're going the whole way. But as the episode was sort of progressing, and it was moving on, it wasn't too fast or it wasn't too slow, it just moved nicely. When we got back to Discovery, it was interesting what was going on with Stamets, because they found Doctor's body and all that, and they figured out Saru and the cadet, I forgot her name now, figured out that, he'd been murdered, Doctor, and I really liked his character. I was stunned when they killed him last week. But there was something I thought they were going to bring her back into, I'll go into that in a minute, but like, it was interesting with Stamets, because she thought, well, only because his brain were hyperloading and he were tuned into all different phased realities and stuff. It was interesting when she started putting the spores in, he met the mirror version of himself, and he said, I wondered how long it'd take you to get it in this, like, in that universal interface dimension thing where spores work, where it all joins up, and he's then to meet each other. Now that is going to be interesting, because obviously the other discoveries in our universe, and it's sort of fascinating stuff. Now, she couldn't get the information of the Defiant off ship, it was too encrypted, but I thought when they got Tyler, and when Sarah walked in, threw him against the wall, and when he tried to kill Burnham because she was a bit messed up, because she's not had a relationship or like being in love before, it was nice seeing Lorcan again. I mean, he's been taking a punishment and he's still with it, and he's telling her stay with it, but she got the information of the Defiant incident to the Discovery, which when they beamed him out into space, I thought there's no way surely she's not gonna kill him. I can't blame her if she did, but they beamed him off, and that were it. And then suddenly you got another message through, and there were all these photon torpedoes firing down on the planetary surface, vast amounts of them, and it's the Emperor's here, and it's Captain Georgia, Michelle Yeoh, and she looked spectacular. She looked very Empress-like. I just thought, what an ending. She said, are you going to bow down to your Emperor? And they were all just, on the ship and that. And it was pretty intense stuff. I mean, what a fantastic episode. So, that's where it finished. So, I think another 2 episodes, obviously, we're going to find out. I think Lorca, I don't know if Lorca, a lot of people say planned all this into the other universe or something. Stamets meeting evil Stamets, they're going to have to work together, or one's going to fuck each other over. I think there's something, because the evil version of himself, the Mirrorverse, he seemed quite confident, where our Stamets has been a bit, lost in it all. So it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with. Obviously, they'll probably work together with some agenda. So if they got the spore drive in that universe, things are happening here. It's looking interesting. I don't think the resistance on the planet is being wiped out. I think they're going to be the ones that are going to help them get home. I think there's going to be some kind of thing working on when Lorca gets back to Discovery. But I think they'll be back on Discovery. I hope. Well, actually, I don't want them back on next time. I'd rather wait another 2 episodes before they get back to Discovery. I want to see more at Mirror Universe. I want to see Earth, and I want to see some. Well, I really want to explore the Mirror Universe. I mean, it just fascinates me. Do you know what I mean? It's just, I mean, the Terran Empire is just so evil and malevolent. It's amazing how Kirk inspired that version of Spock in it. Only one man can make that change, Mr. Spock. And it's a pretty powerful scene in TOS episode. So it's interesting, things are coming into play, things are coming together, and we're going to sort of like go into this thing. So does Lorca know? And we're going to find out what his big secret is, because there is something which is going to be interesting. How's the war with the Klingons in our universe going? So this, obviously, we're moving into the later episodes of all this now. So it's, I think next week we're going to be, honestly guys, I think we're going to be at the edge of our seat. I think next week, like this was like a joiner episode with lots of juicy bits in here. You know, especially I'm fascinated by the two Stamets in the like realm where they've met each other. But the Emperor, finally to see the Emperor, is she part of the Sato line from Enterprise? Is she a descendant of that? It's going to be interesting. So that's my feelings. Honestly guys, I could go into this for about 10 hours in every microsecond of Star Trek Discovery tonight. But I can't, I've got to make a quick video. It's just, I'm just generalising my feelings and where all this is going to go to the final episode. I don't know. Discovery, it's been an interesting journey from where this started, and we're into later episodes now, and we're beyond episode like 10. It's been very interesting. A lot of people, when it started, they were a bit funny about it, uncomfortable with it. But a lot of people I know who felt that sort of way about it. Within 3 to 4 episodes, nobody turned it off. They're all there watching it every week. And it grows on you. It just grows. And, you know, I'm looking forward. I've not watched this as one yet. When it's all shown, all of it, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go from episode 1. I'm just going to binge watch the whole lot and get the full appreciation and go over the bits I've missed in every bit of it, and I can't wait, you know. But honestly, it's been the Star Trek Discovery has been sheer joy to watch. Honestly, it's got me hooked, guys. I'm glad they're going to season 2. Honestly, I really am. A lot of us were apprehensive about it and we complained about, I mean, I picked faults with it, but I mean, you know, Star Trek's got a lot of continuity problems, haven't they? I mean, you know, I mean, you can pick quite a few out, but what you do is you don't care, you just ride with it, because Star Trek's back and that's what we're cared about. And you know, the writing for this, the quality of it is just brilliant. I love it. It's a shame it's not on the mainstream networks. It really is, because it does belong on there. But you know, it's a pleasure to watch it, and yeah, it's been a ball so far. Roll on next week. Honestly, Mondays I get very excited when I get in, because I just want to sit down and watch it. Right then guys, I'll do some more videos tomorrow or Wednesday. I've just had a lot on, but I've got some stuff coming up, so I'll be reviewing that. And I've got a big Shield review. I've sort of backed off on episodes. Instead of just doing one a week, I'd rather just go from like 1 to 5 or something like that. So get a feel. I like to binge watch 5 or 6 episodes, you know. So for me, and then because you get this feeling for it. Right then guys, have a great Monday. Watch Star Trek Discovery again, and I'll see you in a day or two. Honestly, stay warm guys, stay safe. Summer's not far away. Well, it's got a few months off. And conventions, we've got a whole load of science fiction. Black Panther in 3 weeks time. Black Panther, and then 2 months after that, Infinity War. Wow. I mean, this year for science fiction is just awesome. And Orville's been extended for another to 14 episodes, which is absolutely marvellous. And we're getting more Discovery. And we've got another Star Wars film coming this year. We've got Marvel. I mean, a lot of new science fiction series coming, and it's going to be great. Doctor Who later this year, brilliant. All of it. Guys, live long and prosper, and see you soon.